What's up, YouTube? This your girl off the lid, and I'm here with another video. Hey, as you guys see by the title, as you guys know, yesterday was the Final Four game, South Carolina versus UConn, and this was a very anticipated game, like very much anticipated game. I want to know how many people watched this game. Like, what was the views of this game? I'm gonna look that up and see what was the views of this game, because this game was hype. It was loud. It was, it's rivalry. So we is about to talk about this game. A lot happened. But let's get into it, man. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you guys think about this game. Did you guys watch it yesterday? Because this was an intense game. And, very, very, very intense. But South Carolina came out with the W. Let's get it.
I know that's right.
South Carolina came out with the W on top of UConn. This article right here says South Carolina forced UConn Geno into the worst version of themselves. UConn really wasn't on their game this game. They was not hitting shots. Like, every shot they put up, they was missing. AZ Fudd was missing shots, and she wasn't taking shots. It was sometimes where she would be wide open for a few seconds and she wasn't taking. I was like, yo, that would have been a quick release three you could have buzzed down, but she didn't take it. And yeah, Sarah Strong, now she's good. Sarah Strong is a good player. I gotta see how much. Let me look up these stats right quick. Sarah Strong. Let me get to the stats. You hear me? Sarah mother freaking Strong was in the 40 minutes. She played all 40 minutes, no break. She had 12 points. 12 points is pretty good. AC Fudd only was in the game for 39 minutes. She had a 1 minute break. She only had 8 points. 2 from 9 from the 3-point line. That's what I'm saying. They was off. They was not making shots. 2 for 9 from the 3-point line for AZ Fudd don't sound right. That don't sound right for her. Also, those was the only 2 people that got double digits. KK on the 28 minutes with 2 points. She was quiet too. Orner was pretty quiet, but yeah, UConn did not look like themselves. Like, they did not. And yeah, my team, my girl Raven Johnson, she put them clamps on Sarah Strong. Not gonna lie. When there's a hard player to guard, guess who done gonna put on them? Raven Johnson, man. She put them clamps on Sarah Strong, and Sarah Strong is a post player. Raven is a guard. Now let that sink in. Raven is a guard. Sarah Strong is a post player, and then I put Raven Johnson on Sarah Strong to lock her down. Cause when Raven did get a little foul trouble. She had like 2 fouls, like first quarter of the game. But she did put them clamps on Sarah Strong, man. Great defense. Let's look at South Carolina's stats. We got Joyce Edwards with 11 points. Medina Ocott with 6. Tessa came through with 10 points, Tessa didn't clock in to work late. She clocked in a bit early. Tanaya Latson, she had 16 points. She was playing good. Tanaya was playing good. She was the leading scorer of this game. Raven Johnson, she didn't do too much on offense. She had 2 points. She definitely controlled the offense. She's the point guard, but defense, she showed up. Makir. Hey, Makir. Makir had 14 points, and just know she's a freshman. She is gonna be something. She's already something, but she's gonna be something else. She's gonna be a problem. And I like that. I like that for South Carolina. She's gonna be a problem for these teams because she ain't scared. She's very aggressive going to the basket. She take them wide open shots and make them. Makir is that girl. I'm not gonna lie. Makir is definitely that girl. Also, Maddie McDaniel, she did good too with 3 points, 16 seconds. Give Raven a break. She played good defense. She ran the offense. She was controlling the floor. But this was definitely a great game. Also, y'all guys know what happened at the end of the game with Dawn Staley and Geno when Geno had a problem with Coach Stanley. Like, what you mad at Coach Stanley for? Because you lose. Geno is definitely a sore loser that he did not handle the end of that game very professional, very sportsmanship like, was out the window. He said he was mad because Coach Stanley didn't shake his hand pre-game or before the game or whatever, and they ran the clip, play the clip. Coach Stanley did shake Geno's hand pre-game. She shook every single last staff member hand before the game start. Also, Geno said that when they was doing like the timeout interview or whatever, or when it was the end of the third quarter and they interviewed Geno about what's going on in the game, they interviewed him and he was just pissed. He was like, they ain't calling the fouls. They slapping my girls around. I got a kid with a ripped jersey and Coach Stanley cussing at the referees or something like that, y'all. But my girls ain't shooting. But he just, skipped past that. My girls ain't shooting, making shots. But, about the ripped jerseys, Sarah Strong ripped jersey, they played that clip. Sarah Strong ripped her own jersey. Ain't no South Carolina person ripped the jersey. She ripped her own jersey. And I want to know why Sarah Strong ripped her own jersey. Like, what was that all about? What was that all about? That was crazy. I'm not going to lie. That was crazy. But, woo. Geno, you better count your days, sir, because you ain't going to step to Coach Stanley like that. We right at dawn for Stanley. Like, she's most of the, like, she handled that well. She handled that very well. Like Coach Stanley said, she's about integrity and all that. But Geno need to check himself. He need to check his team because y'all the ones that play good. You the one that got out coached by Stanley. Stanley bench coach. Louis Vuitton done. One thing about Louis Vuitton done, she's going to have a bench that's ready. She's going to have a few people on that bench that's ready. Maddie McDaniel, Makir, like the people on the bench, she gon' trust them. Have them ready. That's what Coach Staley win at, because she got people that could come in the game, give her starters some rest, and the freshmen can take over. But that's what I gotta say. That's my opinion about it. Geno was definitely out of pocket at the way he stepped to coach. Louis Vuitton done. Like, don't never fix your mouth to say anything disrespectful to Louis V. Dunn. You hear me? You hear me? But you know, he's just a sore loser. He you know, he's a great coach. He's about winning, but sometimes you gotta be about losing too, and you gotta handle that and control your emotions and handle that with sportsmanship, you know. So I guess he didn't think they was gonna lose. He thought they was just gonna sweep South Carolina like they did last year, but South Carolina said no. Nah, we got this. We got this. This year, we cannot get back. As you guys know, they got their revenge back on UConn. But let me know what you guys think about this, man. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And we got to get into that Texas game too, because Texas and UCLA, that was a low-scoring game, but Texas, oh my gosh, they looked horrible. Sheesh. But I'm gonna probably make another video about that. Or we could just talk about it. I'll probably make another video because this, y'all, I got allergies, nose stopped up, nose be running, sneezing every 10 minutes, you feel me? But what they got in this article? Oh yeah, the score was 62-48. Hey, shout out to them Gamecocks. Shout out to them South Carolina girls basketball team, because they did that. But now it's gonna be South Carolina versus UCLA, and that's gonna be a good game, man. That's gonna be a good game. Can't wait till tomorrow to watch that. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Till then, peace. I'm gone. Happy Easter.